So welcome to the day one of mastering your data engineering. Data engineering required these tools, whatever the tool we have in front of our screen in 2025. There are hundreds of data source here, and those things, these tools plus data source, we are going to discuss as the passage of time. But today, without wasting the time, this is our day one, project one. We are going to understand how we can parameterize our Azure Data Factory pipeline. We are going to create multiple tables from multiple CSV file. Our data source will be Azure Data Lake Storage to Azure SQL. So what will be our prerequisite here? Prerequisite is nothing but first of all we need a data set. So I already have a data set here. I have 6 CSV file here. What I have a 6 CSV file here. This will be my data source here. So basically this will be my data set here. So what is my prerequisite here? We need one subscription. So first requisite is nothing but we need Azure subscription here. I already have Azure subscription. So in this Azure subscription, I'm going to create Azure Data Factory. I'm going to create one Azure Data Factory, ADLS, Azure Data Lake Storage, and Azure SQL. These are the prerequisite which I need. So what I'm going to do, I'll start with Azure Data Factory first. So now to create the server here, just creating one Azure Data Factory environment here. Resource group, I'm going to use the same resource group here. I'm going to use one project GRP. I'm going to use the same resource group for all resources. What I'll say here, this is my ADF workspace. I'm giving some number here. So because name has to be globally unique. I'm hosting region called East US. I'm keeping B2 as a version. Git integration I will do later. So then I'll go to the networking section. I will keep as it is. I'll go to the advanced section. I'll keep as it is. I'll do review and create. I will do review and create. So we are creating ADF Azure Data Factory environment. To save some time, I am parallelly opening another tab as well. So in one tab I can create one resource. In another tab I can create another resource. So ADF, it will take some time to create ADF Azure Data Factory resource. Till then what I will do, I will go to the storage account here. Basically I will create ADLS Azure Data Lake Storage. I'll go to create section. Under create section, whatever the resource group I have defined, I'll create the same. I'll add the same for this ADLS. I'll add, this is my ADLS ADF. I am just giving another number here called, or let's put a number called this. East US will be okay. I need to add Azure Data Lake Storage and I need to enable namespace hierarchy as well. Review and create. So my two resources are almost ready. First one is ADF Azure Data Factory. Second one is ADLS Azure Data Lake Storage. So it will take some time. My first resource is ready. So then what I will do here, third resource here is Azure SQL Database. So I will go to create section here. So I'll go to the project GRP here. So I am saying this is our database name. So I am doing, this is my DB for Azure SQL. I am again giving some number here. Server here. So server we don't have here. So what I am saying here, this is my Azure SQL server. Again I am giving some number here. So in East US, my subscription is free tier. This free tier subscription is not eligible to create resources or Azure SQL database in our East US. So I need to change the region to a other region. So I am keeping in Central India. Each and everything has to be same. I am adding authentication method, Microsoft Entra ID authentication and Azure SQL username and password. So I am adding one username here, login name here. Password should have uppercase letter. This password should have uppercase letter, lowercase letter and special case letter. So kindly create one password and use that password everywhere. It will save your time, not waste your time. It will save your time. So what I'm doing here, keep it as it is. So networking, I'm enabling public endpoint. Security, each and everything is perfect. Review and create. So this is going to be our third source. Here. So we created 3 resources here. It will take some time. Now what we need to do here, we need to make our source and sink ready. So first I am going to the source part. So in source part, what I am doing here, I am just creating one container. I am just adding one container here. In that container I will add the data set. So my container name is going to be demo container. Yes, demo container here. Within demo container, what I am going to do, I am going to add the data set. So I am not creating any directory here, directly adding here. So if you want to create the data set, you can, not data set, if you want to create the directory, you can create the directory as well. There is no problem here. But I need to delete this data set here, because here we have a limitation of around 3 MB, limitation of 3 MB, but I don't want to take the risk. That's it. So I'm just removing this one. My source is ready. So basically my source is ready, my sink is ready. So now what I'm going to do now, next part here, what I'm going to do, I'll go to the ADF Azure Data Factory. So I'm doing parallel processing to save some time. What I'll do here, I'll go to the ADF workspace. I will launch the studio environment. So I will launch the studio environment here. Then again, just a reminder, we are parameterizing our pipeline. We are creating multiple tables from multiple CSV file. So what I'm doing, I'll go to the author section, I'll go to the pipeline section here, I'll create a new pipeline. So this pipeline name is nothing but it's ADLS to Azure SQL. So we are creating one pipeline from Azure ADLS, Azure Data Lake Storage to Azure SQL. So of course I'm using one activity called copy data activity here as of now. I'm not using copy data activity. Why? Because I need metadata first. What I need, my requirement is I need a list of metadata, the metadata we have in source. So I'm not changing any name. So it will help you to understand, it will help you to know which activity I used here. So what I'll do here, I'll go into this, I'll go to the settings section. In settings section, I'll make one link services to, of course I'll connect my data set, I'll connect my source to the Azure Data Factory. So what I'll do, delimited CSV. So this is my DS ADLS Azure Data Lake Storage link service we have to create. So this is my ls to ADLS Azure Data Lake Storage. By default I'm using IR integration runtime equal to Microsoft hosted IR, Azure IR. Authentication I'm using Azure key, account key. Subscription I'm adding as a free trial. Storage account name I'm adding the storage account we created, and test the connection. After testing a connection here, I'll click on create. After clicking on create here, I will give the location of my dataset, the dataset which I added in the container. I just need to give the container location here. Don't tick these boxes, don't tick these files, otherwise it will take only one file. So that will not be good for us. So then what I'm doing here, I'll go to the field list here. Under this field list, I'll go to the child items here. Because from this metadata we'll get the list of metadata from the source, but I need list of child item. If you want to validate or want to debug here, we can do validate and debug as well. So just to check here whether each and everything is configured perfectly or not. Then second thing here is nothing but I need loop. For each will provide me looping in our ADF environment. Why I need loop? So I need this file in a sequential order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that will be provided by me. That will be provided to me by for each. So what I'll do, I'll connect this to the metadata. If you can see here, this is my input. This is my input here. So this is my output here. In output section, if you see here, there will be a object. Object is nothing but name. Under name we have file CSV file. We have files 5 CSV file. So this is what we got here. Then what I will do here, I'll go to the for each here. Now here I'll go to the for each here. So what I will do here, I'll go to the settings section. I'll add this file into the sequential order into our loop. So for this I need to use parameterization. So what I'll do here, I'll get the metadata for a child item. I'll add this into my loop. So then what I will do here, you can go to that activity, we can go to the activity, we can start from here, either we can start from here as well. So then next thing here, what I need copy data. I need to copy data from source to the sink. But as I said, we are going to parameterize here. For parameterization, we are going to use the variable plus parameter here. So I'm going to use the set variable. I'm going to use the set variable here. I'm going to connect this set variable to the copy activity here. So why I'm going to use the set variable here? Basically, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to set the variable value for my all files. So what I'll do here, I'll go to the new section here because I don't have any variable. So what I'll do, I'll define the variable for all file. So right, so what I will do here, I'll add this into this. But if I define my iterator like this, item without item like this, it will give me only one file. So here what I'll do here, or otherwise it will not fetch me file. If I write a dot name is nothing but dot name is object. So I need object 1 2 3 4 5. I need series of object like this. So I need to define the name. This is done. Then what I need to do here, I did this, I define this. Then what I'm going to do next, I'm going to use the copy data. I'm going to use the copy data. Now I need to copy data from source to the sink. I need to attach the source. I need to attach the source data set here. My source data set is again Azure Data Lake Storage. I'm going to click on continue. Delimited CSV. Continue here. Right. This is my data set. And this is ADLS Azure Data Lake Storage. I'm writing this is my 01. Right. So we have link service. We already have a link service here, but I'm going to create new link service for you people. Let's see. So it's the same. We can use the same link service is link service. So what I'm doing here, this is what each and everything I'm keeping as a same. Each and everything is same. Test the connection. Make sure you are connected perfectly. This is the problem you will see in graphical user interface here. If you process too fast here, this will not pop up. Means these graphics are properly, this graphics UI is not properly enabled. So what you have to do, you have to take some time here whenever you are enabling this. So what I'm doing here, I'll do so this is a link service ls ADLS Azure Data Lake Storage 03 or 0201. You can put a number here. So what I'm doing here, so I'm adding a name. So here, this is what I was talking here. It will take some time. It doesn't mean you are doing some mistake here. It meant the graphics was not enabled, means API was not able to interact properly on a time. So what we get here, we got this. So what I need to do here, I need to add the location. What I need to add, I need to add the location of my container. Just click on OK. Don't select any file here. I need to click on OK. I need to click on OK. If I click on OK here, what I'll do here, if I click on OK here, so here I'm not able to see the pipeline here, right? So just a second. So yes, so here. So then what you can do here, we can see here. So graphics, anything can happen here because GUI, I'm not a big fan of graphical user interface. So what we need to do here, what we need to understand from here now, we got the source. We got our source data set here. If I go to the source data set here, in source data set, what we must add here, what in source data set, what we must add here, we have a source. In source data set, now if I go to the open section here I am looking for a CSV file and I need those file in the form of loop. One way is nothing but I can do a star.csv. It will take those file with the format, but I am not looking for a file with the format here. I want to parameterize those file. If any file got added in the future, that file should automatically sync with my pipeline. So then for this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to define the parameter of all file. Now we have two things here. One is variable, another one is parameter. Variable will help me to sync the file. Variable is a container which will help me to store the value within pipeline. and parameter will help me to store the value from external source or sync the value from external source. So if I need value directly or if I need file directly from my Azure Data Lake Storage, so parameter will help me to sync. So this is what I'm trying to do, because tomorrow in our coming future we will add n number of files there. As we will add n number of file there, so this pipeline, single pipeline, should be able to sync all the file into our of course destination. I'll go to the connection here. What I will do here I will add, here I'll parameterize this. So here what I will do, data set of all the files I'll add here. Automatically if any file got added in the future, that is parameterized here, so that will be added in our source. That is what our take is. So then what I need to do here, if I go here, so here I need to define a variable, because from the pipeline, so I need to define the variable, not parameter, I need to define the variable. So I have a variable here, just need to add the variable. So this is what we got here. So our source is ready. So now what I need to do here, in the sync 2 I need to do the same. So what I'll do here, I'll go to the sync data set here. My sync is nothing but Azure SQL Database here, right? Just to make sure, yes, it's done. So what I'll do here, I'll go to, this is my data set 2. So this is my DS is nothing but my shortcut for this. So you can use your own. What I'm saying here, Azure SQL, I'm saying this is Azure SQL dataset here. I'll set up the link service with this. So this is my ls link service to Azure SQL. So I'm keeping each and everything same. So here what I'm doing here, if I enter the server name here or database name, of course database name was this, don't attach master please. So what we have here, username was dbadmin, username was a dbadmin. So after password, so whatever the password I have given here, so that password I am going to enter. So if I test the connection here, my connection will fail. Why my connection will fail? Because as soon as my request from ADF Azure Data Factory will go to Azure SQL DB, firewall will block the request. So what I have to do, I have to go to the set firewall. I have to enable two communication here, two connection. Basically I need to enable, this is my public IP, this is my IP, not public IP, this is IP of my system. So I have to enable this, I have to add, and I have to tick allow Azure services and resources to access this server. I need to click on save. I need to click on save here. So we need to configure, I configured firewall rule here. Then if I click on test connection, so make sure your password are correct. Make sure your password are correct. Each and everything is perfect. What I'll do, I'll click on select. After clicking on select here, don't enter any value of any table here, because if you add one manual table here, it will create only one table. It will create only one table here. So what I'll do, I'll click on OK. After clicking on OK here, so what I'm building here now, I want I need to create the table, because if I use existing table here I don't have any table, and moreover I need auto create table here, because all the time whenever CSV file will be added there, automatically it should create new table. So that is what my requirement is. I'll go to the open section. Now here if I enter value manually here, now if I enter the value here, if I enter the table name, again it will create one table. So this is what my requirement is not. So what I'm looking for, I'll go for DBO database object here, but what I will do here, I will parameterize my table here as well. But test the connection here before, make sure each and everything is perfect. Just test the connection, each and everything is perfect. So what I'll do here, I'll parameterize this. What I'll do here. So what I'll do here, I'll add the, not this one. So what I'll do here, I'll parameterize this. So what I will do here, I'll add parameter. So basically I need to define the parameter here. So to define the parameter into our sync, so what I need to do, there are multiple ways here what you can do. So I'll go to the parameter here. Under parameter, I need parameter for all files same. I am defining, what I'm doing here, I am defining parameter on a dataset level here to the sync. So this is what, so what will be the change as soon as you can see here, as soon as as soon as any file will be added there, automatically table will be created with the name, the same name of the file. So this is what we did here. So then what I'm going to do, each and everything is perfect, I guess. Yeah, I need to add the variables here. I need to add the variable value here. I have a variable here. I'm going to add the variable. So each and everything is perfectly created here. So then what I'm going to do, I'm going to validate. So click on debug. Click on debug. So here it will take some time here. So it will take some time to configure here. Till then, what we can do here, I can connect I can connect Azure SQL to my SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. So what I need here, I just need a DB server name. So I just need a server name here. So this is my server name here. I just need a server name here. Firewall we already enabled. So firewall is already enabled. So we no need to enable the firewall. Here, if you are connecting this to the SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio, your local IP address has to be added in your firewall rule. So the time of, we already added that during firewall identification. So what I did here, Control A, Control B. So authentication type is SQL authentication here. DB admin, this is same. So I need to add password. Make sure you are adding correct password here. Automatically it will load. So there is one problem here. What is the problem here? Problem is nothing but I need to check here. So password might be a problem. Make sure you are adding correct password here. Otherwise it will give us attention here. What it says here, DB admin, user failed. So I need to cross check. So this is what we got here. Control B. Authentication method is nothing but SQL authentication here. If you want to cross check what is here, DB admin, the same server name we are using here. You can go to the server, you can cross check from the server. We are using same. So it's a DB admin. So we are using DB admin here. Now we have to connect this to the SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. As to connect to SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio, we have to enter the password, of course admin name, credentials, connect. Here we are getting some difficulty here. Why? Because so we need to check the database. So we got the database here. Then click on connect. So we should be able to connect to our SQL Server Management Studio. So check the data. Yes. So what we need, now we need to go to the ADF Azure Data Factory here. So what we need to see here, so we ran the pipeline here. So each and everything is okay. This is failed because there is a TSP file here. So because of that reason, there is no problem with our project scenario. So this is what we got here. If you want to check here, we have a TSP file here. That is the reason, because of that it's failed. So we no need to worry here. Each and everything is running perfectly, whatever we wanted to do. So if you go to the SQL Server Management Studio, if I see the tables here, in table section we are able to see the CSV file. But there is one problem here. As you can see here, we can see the dot extension as a CSV. There is one problem here. We can see the dot extension as a CSV. But other than this, what I can do, if I see this here, I will be able to see the tables. So if you query the table here, we'll see the exact table. And positive thing is, for each file there is a separate table here. File tables, so separate table. So we created a separate table here. If you see all thing here, here in this case it created only structure. But if I remove this in the future, now here what I'll do here in next, I'll remove this CSV. So it will create a proper table. So now this is first here. Now what we need to do here, we can we need to change to the, now we need to remove that CSV dot extension as a CSV. So I don't want table name as a CSV. So what I can do, I can define that on a dataset level. I'll go to the parameter, the table name. We already have a parameter defined for our pipeline. So what I'll do, I'll go here. I'll use replace function to replace the, I will use replace function to replace the CSV file. So whatever the CSV file we created here, means the file with the CSV format created, so that I'll replace with the this So replace is nothing but source to the destination. Source is nothing but .csv, and I'm replacing this with the empty here. So I'm not adding anything here. I'm just replacing that with the CSV. No CSV. I'm just replacing that with. So this is what we got here. So means what final returns will get here. So whatever the table we will get here, those table will be without CSV file, .csv extension basically. So if I execute, if I rerun again, so whatever the table I am going to get in the future now, whatever the table I will get, so those table will be without a .csv. So now it will run, it will execute same here. It will execute same here. If you see here now, I got .csv, right? Refresh this, it will take some time. Or we can refresh this, or we can you can consider deleting this, or you can do append as well. There are many activities, there are many things which you can do. But I'm just deleting this to make sure. So new things, so new files don't have .csv format, right? I would have done a append as well here. So there is no harm, there is no problem here. So right, so we could have done that as well. So if you refresh here, if you refresh after some time, of course it's running again one more time, your pipeline is running. So what is the scenario here? Scenario is nothing but we are creating from multiple CSV, we are creating multiple table, one CSV, one table, one table, one CSV. So if I refresh here this, now if I refresh, so it will take some time, just a second. I'm just waiting for this to execute properly. So if you refresh here, if I refresh here, so automatically, so table will be created. So those table will be without CSV file. So we got 3 table as of now. So because our pipeline is running, so our pipeline is running. If I query here, so each and everything is perfectly configured the way we wanted to configure. So each and everything is perfect here. So this is what the task was. As of now I can see only 3 table because it's running, pipeline is running still. So because of that reason